This is Gemara Menachos, Daf Tes. And we pick it up from Ches Amid Beis. We're going to scroll back up once again. We ran out of steam. Seems to be a little bit of a theme lately. The last little bit of the Daf. So therefore, we're going to go back to Iga Diamri, Hu Maislav, Hu Mefarikla, 18 lines from the bottom. And as now we're in the month of Shvat, the month of renewal, Tu B'Shvat around the corner, we'd like to one last time dedicate to the daf as a schos aliyas neshama of Aryeh ben Ya'akov, was a schos for all of us to be able to learn together as a schos aliyas neshama last month, and one more day we'd like it to be an incredible schos to elevate the heilige neshama yid that learned in Radin by Naftali Trop to higher and higher Gan Eden Shamayla, and the neshama of Aryeh ben Ya'akov should ultimately be militz yashar on his entire mishpacha and the entire chabura. So we're holding, as we said, about 18, 20 lines to the bottom of Ches Beis. The first word on line is Misham. Says the Gemara, Ika Diamri, another lashon. Hu Maisiv La v'Hu Mefarikla. According to this lashon, Rav Yirmiyah asked the kasha himself, as well as he answered it. Ika Diamri. Amri Rav Ya'akov Rav Yirmiyah. So some say, no, it was Rav Ya'akov that said it to Rav Yirmiyah, Bar Tachlifa. Let me explain to you. That which we learned in the Bryce of Misham, comes to be machshir, the entire azara, that you can do kemitza within its entirety. Why? Why do I need a drasha for that? Don't say that since and I love the kachi kach and umincha kachi kach and the mincha of the kachi kachim, meaning don't say an ayla's kachi kachim, a mincha's kachi kachim, and therefore ma'ala tuna safin av mincha, just like the ayla requires to be done in the north, av mincha tuna safin. Don't say that. And simple, you know why not? Because ma'ala shkein kalu. Don't say they're the same, because they're not. As we've seen so many times, that an ayla has its own uniqueness. What's the uniqueness of an ayla? The uniqueness of an ayla is that it is kalil, it is completely burnt up. Says the Gemara, okay, so you can learn out that an ayla cannot be the makar, that a kamitza has to be done by tzafin. So says the Gemara, okay, let's try mechatos, we can learn out from mechatos. Says Gemara, no. Achata says it's unique din. That it's mechaber al chayve krisus. Says Gemara, me asham. No, malash kein mine damim. Asham has its uniqueness. That what? It's mine damim. There's different types of dam. So we can't learn out the mincha from there. So we're stuck between all these different limudim, and we're trying to figure out how do we know it has to be done by tzafin. Says Gemara, Mikulinami, maybe let's learn out from all of them. And Oilachatos Hashlami, and Asham. Says Gemara, even still you can't. Why not? Shkemine Damim. Because those are all, and Oilachatos and Asham are all dam. We're talking about a mincha, which is not dam. So Ella, and this is really where we stopped. It's Rich, says the Gemara. Sal Kedai Techamino, because I would have thought. Says the Torah, bring the mincha to the kohen. The kohen brings it to the mizbeach v'kamat, and he performs the kemitza. So we think the bringing of the mincha is similar to the kemitza. Mahagosha, just like bringing it close, is where Bekara and Droimis Ma'arav is the southwestern corner. Av Kemitza maybe as well, Nami, Bekara and Droimis is Ma'aravis. And that's the Havamina, and that's why we need a pasik, Kamash Malan of Misham, that it could be anywhere in the Chutzner and not Dafka in this one location. And that really wraps up the end of the previous year. We should have gotten to this point. We didn't, but now we did. Says the Gemara Gufa. 6 lines from the bottom. Let's dive a bissel deeper into a din that we quoted on Amud Aleph. Amar Rav Yochanan, Shlomim sheshachtan be'echal kishirim. A shlomim that is shechted in the heichal is kosher. Farvos she'nemar v'shachtu pesach oyel moed. Says the pasuk, sheshechted in the chutzner at the entrance of Oil Mayed, v'layitafel chamer min ikar, and the tafel, the chutzner, should not be more chamer than the ikar of the Beis Hamikdash itself. Since the shlamim can be shechted in the chutzner, certainly it can be shechted in the mikdash itself. Meisvei fragt die Gemara, Rav Yehuda ben Beseira Omer, Minayin shemikivu of the chametz azara. How do we know if goyim surrounded the azara, surrounded the courtyard, laying siege to the Beis Hamikdash? Shekayanim nechnasen leichav v'chugachgachim misharim Menachos. How do we know that the kayanim are allowed to enter the Beis Hamikdash and kachim and the shiarim of the Menachos? How do you know that? Talmud Leimar, says the Torah, as we move over to Tesam and Aleph, says the Torah, B'kodesh kadashim teichlanu. Literally in the Kodesh Kadashim, you're going to eat. From there, we learn out that what does it mean? The Kodesh Kadashim refers to the Beis Hamikdash, to the Mikdash itself, and therefore that Kachim does not become possible once by being brought inside. But frakti Gemara on the top line of Testament, why do we need a pasuk? Lema b'chazer ha'mayid yachluah. Let us say that when the Torah says, and the chatzal ha'mayid you should eat it, teaching us that the kachim is eaten in the chatzar, and the tafel should not be more chamer than the ikar. That since kachim is not possible in the azara, it should not be possible in the mikdash. So the same svar of Rav Yecha we can say over here, and therefore, what do we need the pasuk of HaKodesh? Because we can say the same thing even if you don't have the pasuk. So explains the Gemara, Avodah, when it comes to Avodah, David Ovid b'makim rabbi. A person could be ovid in the pleasures of his Rebbe. Achila she'eino damaycha makam rabbi. It's even more chamer. You're never going to eat to the place of your Rebbe. Therefore, for sure, the din would apply over there. Time the kasev kara. So the only way that we know that you could eat kachim in the mikdash is because of the pasuk. Haloi kasev kara. If you didn't have the pasuk, and therefore, we wouldn't say that. We would say you're not allowed to eat the kachim in the Beis Hamikdash. Continue Testament Aleph, about 8 lines down. Itmar says the Gemara, if it was mixed outside of the walls of the Azara, Rav Yochanan Rav Psula, Rish Lakish Amar, Sheira. Rish Lakish Amar Sheira Tachsev Yatzikol Hashem, Emenos Alel Levoina, V'Hadar, and then the Torah says, V'Obnei Aaron HaKohen V'Kamatz, Mekitzitza V'Eilach Mitzvahs Koyanim, only for the Kemitza. Limud Al Yitziko Bliluk Shek Sherim Bizarre, the pouring and the mixing, that can be done with a non-Koyanim. Medikuna Labai Penim, or Medikuna Labai, excuse me, Peninami Labai. That's Rav Shlakish. Rav Yochanan Amar Psula Kivan Dasiyasai Kikliu Bikliu Nihidikuna Labaya Penim Mias Baya. Once you put it inside the Kli Shares, then it automatically needs Penim. Tanya Kavos Rav Yochanan Belal Zark Shera Chos L'Chaima Zazara Psula. Itmar says the Gemara, continuing another machlekes, and I am machlekes klape the carbon mincha shechazer kaidem kimyitza. The mincha that is chasar, a mincha that is lacking. Kaidem kimyitza, before the kimyitza of Yochanan Yavim Dach Beisai. V'yimalenu, go home, get a bissel more, and fill it up. Rish Lakish Amar says Rish Lakish, no. You're not able to. So what is pshat in this machlekes? Rav Yochanan Amar, maybe they'll base of Yimalenu. Why? Kimitza kavala. It's the kimitza that makes it into the mincha, and therefore, did the kimitza happen yet? No, the kimitza didn't happen yet. You're able to fill it up. Why? Kedusha is clean kavala. Zakri Shlakish. No, it's not about the kimitza. What's it about? It's about going into the kli. And has it gone into the kli? Yes. Aser Rav Yochanan Shimon Levi. Rav Yochanan asked Rav Shimon Lakish. We have a case of a lug of oil. This is the carbon mitzayra chaser alog. If the lug is deficient, the Brisa says, Mishnah, says explicitly that if it's chasar, yimalenu. So what do we see? Even though it was ready in the kli, you're able to be yimalenu. Kasha on Reish Lakish, says the Gemara, you are correct. Tiyufta. Continues the Gemara, third machlok is Rav Yochanan Reish Lakish itmar. Shirayim shachasra. Begimitzam laktara. Rav Yochanan Amar Makter Kaimitz Aleim. Says Rav Yochanan, you burn the kaimets for them. Reish Lakish Amar Ein Makter Kaimitz Aleim. Between the Kemitza and the burning. So now we're after the Kemitza. And now what happened? We have the Shirayim that what? It's lacking a bissel. So Rav Yochanan says, no, you still burn it. Reish Lakish says, no. Says the Gemara, according to Rav Eliezer, everyone agrees that the Kemitza should, yes, be burnt. This is Rav Eliezer, Dr. Rashi. Look at Rashi. Nope, I read the wrong Rav Eliezer, excuse me. Looks like Rashi. Rav Eliezer holds whether it's avda, whether it's chasar, it's kosher. Therefore, you have to burn it according to everyone. What's the machlekes? Keep ligi aliba de Rav Yeshua ditnan. Nitmu shiareo, nisru shiareo, avda shiareo. Says the Mishnah, the remnants are tamei, burned or lost. Kimidas Rav Eliezer kishira, kimidas Rav Yeshua psula. According to Rav Eliezer, it's kosher. According to Rav Yeshua, it's possible. So man de pasal. According to the one who says it's possible, Reish Lakish ki Rav Yeshua. Even if the shirayim are lacking, is like Rav Yeshua. Man de machshir Rav Yochanan. Ad kanam Rav Yeshua. So Rav Yeshua said over there. Elodol yishtayer. There's nothing left. Alecha di yishtayer. Rav Yeshua ma'idalei. How do I know? Titanya Raya. According to Rav Yochanan, Rav Yeshua imer kol azvachim shabbat toiro. Shedeshayim hem ksayis basar ksayis chalav. So we see a clear split whether it's left a zayis or a chatzi zayis. If you look at chatzi zayis, chatzi zayis cholav zayis adam. And they let's kula kolol. Continues the brayso. Mincha afishe kula kayames lo yizraik. You can't be zarik it. Says the Gemara as we turn over to Tesam Beis. 1 second. Mincha, maya vidite. What do you mean about a mincha? It said mincha, then it said zrikas adam. There's no zrikas adam by a mincha. What in the world does this mean? Says the Gemara, Omer Papa. You know what it's referring to? Minchas nisachim. It's what the mincha. The nesachim mincha, the mincha that has certain animals have a kari mincha together with it, as we saw back on Davav, the oila and the shlamim have a mincha nesachim, which is a mincha as well as nische yayin that are brought together with it, not a chatos. So Salkadei Techamina says the Gemara, I would have thought oilu bahadi zevach asya. If it's coming together with a zevach, an animal, carbon, ki gufi de zevach tami, it's like a zevach. Kamash Malon says the Gemara that even though it's coming together with the zevach, no, it is not. So this is how the Gemara is explaining the machlekes Rav Yeshua. According to Rav Yeshua, the machlekes of Yochanan and Reish Lakish. So now, according to Rav Yeshua, if Rav Yochanan could explain according to Rav Yeshua, then it comes out that we have a kasha on Reish Lakish. So says the Gemara, man de pasal Reish Lakish. How is he going to explain? Shiny hacha damar krava herim hakoyim min mincha Saskrosa Victira Mizbecha. Ha mincha. What does that teach us? Adeisa likula. Until likula mincha lo yaktir. Until you have the whole thing, it can't be burnt. V'idach Rav Yechanan. Minha mincha. Mincha shahaisa kivar. Continues in Gemara, Esvei, we're 8 lines down. Nachakashon Reish Lakish, Esvei. Brisa tomat lechem apanim Reish Lakish. Ad shaloi parka. Before the bread broke, nifras lachma, the bread was removed. Alechem basil v'ina maktir olav es bezichin. He cannot bring the bezichim. V'misha parka nifras. But what if the bread was already removed from the shulchan, then it crumbled, then it broke, then lachma, alecha basil, u'maktir olav es bezichin. They're basil in both cases. The shaila is whether you're allowed to be maktir the bezichim. 2 lines from the white lines. Amar Rav Elazar loy parka mamish. What does it mean parka? Dr. Rav Elazar doesn't mean it actually was removed. So says the Gemara, what's the kasha? We see the lechem aponim is lacking. Once it's removed, you still can bring it. So we see like Rav Yechanan. According to Reish Lakish, if after the kemitza, the carbon is lacking, then it's going to be possible. But we see this brisa, not that way. Explains the Gemara on the first white line, Amani, this is Rav Eliezer. This must be Shitas Rav Eliezer, who says the minchas kasher even when the shirayim are lost. So Amar Le, Rav Yechanan responds, I'm telling you a ganza mishnah, a mishnah, stam a mishnah, and you're coming along and you're telling me it's only Rav Eliezer Mari Nifras, V'usar Vavanami, Michshar. Rav Eliezer holds all the cases are kosher. So why would the brisa hold in on a case of Nifras that the bread broke? Ishtik. Reish Lakish was quiet. Says the Gemara, 3 lines into the white lines. Amai shasak. Le'malei. Reish Lakish should have responded. Sibor shiny oil v'ishtrei toma ligabayu. Ishtrei nami chaseirois. This is a different case. A tzibor lechma panim is different. Why? Since ishtri toma ligabayu, there are cases that'll be mutter bitoma. Ishtri nami chatziris. So Amar Rav Ada Barava Zaysemeres Achisarin Kabal Mum Dami Ve'ein Bal Mum Be Tzibur, and that's the reason why he couldn't answer this teretz. Yosef Rav Papa, so Rav Papa was there, and Rav Papa is going to get involved. And what was the shtika of Reish Lakish? So Rav Papa was there for Kamala Shmai Tamli Rav Yosef Bar Shemiel Rav Papa Mila Eskino Rav Yechim Reish Lakish Minchas Aimer Desiber Repligi he. So the Minchas Aimer Repligi Amra Malkai, says Ramalkai, and that's how we answer up why Reish Lakish didn't answer this answer. Amra Malkai. Now we just dealt with kashas on Reish Lakish. Now we dealt kashas on Rav Yechim. Amra Malkai Chada Misilsa. Tana Chad. We learned in the Reiso Misilta from the fine flour that was Shim Chazakal Shub Sula. Says the Torah Misham No Shim Chazakal Shub Pasol. Tani Dachanazar is Mina Mincha Pral Mincha Shachasrahi Shachasar Kaimsav Shalayekter Milvainasa Klum. So Shrei Kroy, why do we need 2 psukim? B'chazir Islam, the 2 psukim seemingly teach us the same din, that if it's deficient, it's not the full amount, it's going to be a problem. Why do we need this? Lav is not Chal Mincha Shachasar Kaidem Kamitza, says the Gemara. Chal Shirai Shachasar Kamitza Laktara. So an explicit brisa, says the Gemara, Tiyov to the Rav Yechanan. It's a kasha straight on Rav Yechanan v'tarvayu. Because we see Rav Yechanan held that if it became chasar before the kemitza is kosher, and it became chasar after the kemitza, you still are makter it. And we see in this brisa nishtazay on both accounts. Says the Gemara, loy chad lemecha shachasar koydem kemitza. One is talking about that it's lacking before the kemitza. Why? If you fill it up great as we started off today's shir. the maktir kaimat aleim, oisa and shirayim are still going to be asurin le'achila. Why? I'll bring you a raya. L'divrei omer shirayim shechasu ben kvitzak tara maktir kaimat aleim, oisa and shirayim ma'in ba'achila. Omer zir makron aseres lo anaseres min anaseres. Rav Yana Omer mincha sheisi kavar, proving the last thing that we just said. We'll pick it up from the two dots the next year. B'siyata dishmaya.